Hey, what's up? So today is a pretty sunny day, so it's a perfect time to record some videos. And I apologize in advance if you are able to hear any cicadas because it is summer here in Australia and really hot and they are out and about. So today I've got three series that I wanted to go through that I had recently read. All of these I've enjoyed a lot, and they're from mangaka who are active right now. Two of these manga you can actually get in English, and both of them have been released by Yen Press. So we'll start off with the first one here for today. This one is a manga called The Essence of Being a Muse. So this one is by Fumino Aya, and it's serialized from 2021 to 2023. And this is one of the manga that you can actually get in English. So this was published by Yen Press in the same 3 volumes. So this one here, it's a sort of like a drama manga that follows our main character Miyu, who has a passion, which is art, but she has a couple of different circumstances that sort of stops her from pursuing what she wants. The main thing is her controlling mother. So things start off with a group date, and it slowly spirals down and then back up and then down again. So it's like a pretty big roller coaster of a manga. And so what I really liked about this was that you never really knew what was going to happen. Critically, I think if you look at it like objectively, the storytelling can be a little bit inconsistent at times. I actually really love the art, but there are a lot of like twists and turns throughout the story. But for me, that was the best part about it, where I couldn't really predict what was going on. When you expected her to succeed, she wouldn't, and vice versa. So I'm trying not to spoil too much of the entire story, but she does start pursuing her art career after escaping her mother. So this happens pretty much in the first chapter anyways. But she meets a couple of people that they can or they may or may not be beneficial to her art career, her mental health, and all of that. So it's a really bleak manga at times, but at the same time it does give you that sort of hope that you would kind of expect in a manga of this sort. And if you were to pick this up, go in blind, go in not knowing anything, and you probably have your expectations, turned over. It's a manga that's number one as well. The art is really good for the covers too. So this ended in 2023, but Fumino Aya has done some other stuff. I believe 2 other tankobon out in Japanese. Both of them, I believe, are one-shot collections from my memory. But I do think that this is the most recent manga that she's done. But she is a fairly new manga, only publishing new tankobon from, I would say, 2020 onwards. But yeah, so pretty unconventional turn of events throughout the whole story. It's a roller coaster that went from weird to captivating. It's not perfect, but it was a really entertaining read. So if you love roller coasters, try this one out. So yeah, that was Essence of a Muse. So the next one that we'll go through is this one here, another manga that has been published in English by Yen Press again. The English title of this is One More Step, Come Stand by My Side. And this is written and drawn by Takeda Toryumon. So here is the back and the front. And I got a little flyer here. So this one here is a one-shot collection. And it's one of my favorite one-shot collections that I've read in the past year, to be honest. It's really, really good. I'm actually really happy that they released this in English. So this one came out in 2022. I believe the English release was maybe in 23. But Toryumon right now is currently serializing another work by the name of Doga. which I'm not too entirely sure what that is about. But this specific short story collection is so good because everything that all of them have a specific feature that is in common, and that is the feature of like a little plot twist, unexpected turns in the manga that you wouldn't really expect. And each of these stories here are very distinct. They have their own setting, their own time period, that sort of thing. And you'll get a lot of things like comedy, adventure, relationships, drama, unexpected love, that sort of thing. For example, the first, not to spoil it too much because each of the stories have their own twists. The first one is following the story of a princess who was told growing up that the left pinky is the finger of the heart. And it starts off with the main complication that she gets kidnapped. From that point, she does grow a little closer to the kidnapper, and that's all I'll give. So another example of the range in this story is that we've got a woman here who captures a stalker of her, but as they talk, they discover more about each other, or she discovers more about him. Here we've got an adventure sort of manga where two, I guess, travelers, yeah, they're just travelers. They arrive at an island and discover bones of previous explorers. But you probably, it's a bit hard to predict why they were there very early into the story because it delves into some other stuff involving maybe some seeds. And so throughout the whole thing, you're just like flicking every page, excited to see what comes next. And of course the art is amazing in this one. The cover is one of my favorite covers. So simple, but my favorite type of cover for at least for Japanese releases is when they have gigantic titles. So the hiragana and kanji is all just in your face. One of my favorite designs when it comes to covers. But yeah, really recommend this one. I had this on my shelf for like, I don't know, maybe a year or two. Didn't really feel like reading it until I felt like it, which was end of 2024. And very glad I picked this up. So sometimes I do that where I'll have a book for ages, I don't feel like reading it until I do feel like reading it, and it pays off. Sometimes I do that, it's just like, depends on my mood. But yeah, that was a really good one. That was One More Step Come By My Side. And the last manga for today is by Yoichi Abe. This one is titled Daidai wa Hantome ni Nidone Suru. I'm not too entirely sure what it translates to. I know Daidai is the town, the coastal town that this is set in, but a bit tough. I don't really know what that means. Essentially, so we've got two volumes here. This one is not published in English, although an Abe collection of stories, I believe, is going to be published by Starfruit Books in English. No date yet, I believe, but I will have to check that again. But yeah, 2 volumes here. It's the same, everything is set in the same town, but we just get different episodic stories of the people in this town. And Abe Yoichi is a real master of writing stories about the weird in the normal, so the extraordinary in the ordinary. So you just follow, high school girls, but they you've got severed heads, there's so many things, to be honest. Killer reindeer, you've got mermaids, you've got alien fish, giants, you've got a disease where if your heart beats too fast, you explode. So every single chapter is a really fun one. You won't be able to predict, and I'm just noticing right now, every single story we have here today, this was not intentional, but they're kind of all tied by a link where you're always page turning, because you won't be able to, you're not really sure what will come next. It's hard to predict what these mangaka have in mind when it comes to these stories. So yeah, it's, as I'm flicking through it, this this manga, there's so many crazy things that happen, and just it's so good. Abe Yoichi is one of my favorite mangaka. This actually came out, well, it was serialized from 2013 to 2015, so the oldest out of all the manga for today. But I think I've read maybe 3 or 4 other series by Abe Yoichi. His art style is very distinct as well. I feel like I have shown off probably this book previously in a haul, but his art style is very distinct. Like the way he shades everything and all of the textures in the stories. This one was the killer reindeer story I was talking about. It's crazy. But you've also got these really cool double page spreads that pop up throughout the story. Here's all the fish that are coming about. Amazing stuff. But yeah, look out for the English release of Abe Yoichi's works by Starfruit Books. Not too sure when it's coming out, but it has been announced. And I won't spoil it, but although this is an episodic series, there is an ending that kind of ties things together, which I found really, really good actually. I wasn't expecting anything. I was just expecting it to be episodic the whole way through. But towards the end, you get something that brings some things together. And throughout, sometimes you do see like not parallels, different characters running around different stories, but that you might recognize. But yeah, so that was this manga here by Abe Yoichi. Such a good read. All of these manga were very, very entertaining. Couldn't take my my eyes off of them. I think I read all of these in like one session too. So I binged all of this in one session. Same with this, is pretty easy. This was pretty easy as well. But yeah, so hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Looked at a couple of recent reads by current mangaka right now. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.